Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to the check in. Excuse me. I'm your boy, Heat Detector, and this is the check in. Uh, just excuse me for a moment while I take care of a couple of little things. But before we get started, I want to give the disclaimer, and that is this is for entertainment purposes only. I am not a therapist, and it's terrible that I have to say these things, but I'm not a therapist, a counselor, or anything of that nature. I'm just a guy on a journey uh, with the hopes to help people um, because I understand what's going on with myself nowadays. And through this journey that I've been on, that's what spawned this show. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a counselor. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm just a guy on basically on a mission. I don't know. Um, Also, too, if you are thin-skinned, dream of bunny rabbits and rainbows and get your feelings hurt easily, this show is probably not for you. So there might be some harsh words being said. Sure, there will be cursing. I have a mouth like a sailor at times, you know. Um, but don't flag us. Don't do anything like that. Just go somewhere else. Just click onto something else. But if you do need to hear these things, by all means, stay, listen, get involved. Most important stuff, a lot of us don't know how to get involved with ourselves. But today we're going to keep it super light for the most part because the show is called the check in. And one of the things that I like to do is to make sure that we check in. You know, we hear people say all the time, you have to excuse me, I got a cold and I'm coughing a lot and everything, so bear with me. We're always telling people, you know, call somebody or call your auntie, go check up on this, do that. And we don't really check in on ourselves. Could be doing bad, could be feeling bad, could be depressed. You gotta check in on yourself. It I can't do this. Excuse me. I'll eat that when I guess when I feel like I'm gonna cough, but I feel like I'm gonna cough. But anyways, bear with me. Um, I think it's important that we check in. I think it's important that we have people to check in with, and not really just wait around for someone to call you to check in on you, and to check you and to make sure that you're okay. You should be ready to check in with yourself. You know, do shout out to Overdose Music. You should be able to at least sit back for a minute if you're having trouble dealing or coping with something, and give yourself some grace. You know, feed yourself some positivity. Pour into yourself. If you don't know how to do that, then pick up the phone, call somebody, check in with somebody. They might need someone to check in with them as well. So it's important. And so, with that being said, like one of the things that I had wanted to keep doing on the show is at least once a month is to do a check in. And I'm going to put the link in the description. I mean, in the chats. You don't have to show yourself. You don't have to put your name up. You don't have to do anything. You can just talk. I'll listen. If I have any information, I'll get it and give it to you because it's important, man. I think we forget every day about our own mental health. I think mental health is something that people don't really understand how important it is. And I'm saying this from a place, you know, where things got pretty fucked up for me. And when I say that, I don't mean necessarily around me, like I mean, they got kind of fucked up, but you know, I had a roof over my head. I have a roof over my head. I had food and all that type of shit. But up here, that's where the problem was. Up here, I was fucked up, and I never really checked in with anybody. I never really done any type of mental health work or anything like that, and things could have went real bad real fast. Well, they were going really bad really fast, but what I learned from that is to check the fuck in. Do a damn mental inventory. Do something. You know, there are people that care about us out there, even though we may think that there isn't. There are. There are people who truly care about us. There are people that want to see us win. There are people just. There's probably more people that want to see us win than there is people that want to see us lose. But fact of the matter is there's people out there, and they do want you to win. They do want the best for you, and we need to, as a people, learn that it's okay. It's okay to not be okay. Trust me. You not to take anybody else lightly or anything, but everybody's not okay. You show me the perfect person, and I'll show you a liar. You show me somebody that says they got perfect everything, and I will promise you, I will show you a liar. We all go through it. We all have things, some worse than others. One man's trash is another man's kingdom. Some of us get it real bad. Some of us don't know how to deal with that real bad. When it gets real bad. I thought I knew how to handle things, and once the brain gets loose, I'm gonna tell you, when the brain starts getting crazy and loose, and you don't know how to pull the reins back in, and you don't have the necessary tools, or you don't understand breathing techniques, you don't understand critical thinking, you don't understand these things, shit can get out of hand real fucking fast. Real fast. And it either cause you to, God forbid, do harm to somebody, or even worse, do harm to yourself. And trust me, I've been down that road, and it's an ugly, scary road. Very, very ugly and scary. So with that, I implore you, I beg anybody who is going through anything, reach out to someone. Excuse me. Reach out to someone. Talk to them. Just tell them, I don't know, just talk to them. Maybe they listen. Maybe they tell you something that you needed to hear. Maybe they give you affirmation of the great person that you are. I believe that we're all inherently good people. We just make bad choices and do fucked up shit. But I think everybody wants to be good, and wants to feel good, and to be loved and love. So I might be talking out of my ass. Like I said in the beginning of the show, what do I know? I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a therapist. I'm not none of that. But I am a man who's going on this journey. And someone had said to me the other day about, it's because you're getting older and da 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 da. Nah, fuck that. Maybe that is so, or maybe not, because I always knew I was fucked up. I always knew I had things going on, but I refused to deal with them. I refused to deal with any of it. I would just stuff that shit down and drink myself silly. And so I understood it. I knew it. I didn't understand exactly what was going on. Let me be clear. But I knew I had some shit. I knew I had some fucked up things. I just didn't know how to deal with them. I didn't know how to cope with them. I didn't know how to fight off the monster. I didn't know how to fight off the demons. And when I was going to tell myself that I wasn't going to be bringing up the drinking shit, but when I actually stopped drinking, that's when I realized that that's what I was doing. I was not just stuffing it myself, but I was drinking. I was medicating myself through that shit as well. So when I had that breakdown, that came from me not drinking and everything just boiling over. Everything, every little, you can imagine every little fuck up that I had ever made, every little fucking tragedy, every little thing that was ever done or perpetrated against me, all this shit, all these things that I had uh, stuffed, just blew the lid right off the top. And it's one thing to have one thing happen, and you're just kind of like, oh, okay, let me just chill out, let me just do this. But man, I'm telling you, every damn thing at once, and it was way more than my brain could handle, and it sent me down a very, very, very fucked up, dark ass road. And I don't ever want to go down that road again, and I don't ever want anybody to go down that road or even see or what that feels like. It's beyond scary. It is beyond scary. So I say, check in. Just check in. Let somebody know that you're okay. If you don't want to say anything, call an old friend or something. Say, hey man, they might be surprised. You might be catching them and make their day. In the whole time, they're helping you just by talking to you. You know what I'm saying? So check in. So tonight is a check in. Like if you're not feeling well, you see that I have the link in the comments. If you want to jump in, feel free. You do not have to show your face. You can just talk. You can mute the. Turn the camera off and just talk. You don't have to write your name. You can write whatever. You can write Joe Blow on there. I don't care. But if you just need somebody to listen or gives maybe some understanding, I don't know, but just check in if you need it. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna check in right now. I'm gonna tell you these last few days have been real trying. I ain't gonna say hard. They've been real trying my patience, trying my nerves, trying my anger, trying my emotions, trying everything. And I gotta say, like, it's been tough this since Friday. It's been tough as hell, and to for me to even get through the day. You know, I'd say even beyond Friday. It was probably started around Tuesday. Be honest. Um, but then the weekend was a little tougher. You know, and man, it's hard, and I'm still struggling. Right now, I'm struggling. You know, but I know that it's important for me to not only I need to vocalize this shit. Even if I don't have someone to talk to about it, I need to vocalize it. I need to hear myself get this shit out my damn system. I need to think positive. I need to be positive, you know, and not on some like, you know, I think a lot of times as men, we think about that shit and we think about like, oh man, I ain't trying to be that dude. I ain't trying to be that, hey man, think of yourself, have a great day, and all this other bullshit. No, man, like on some real shit, you know, self affirmation, you know. Sometimes we have to tell ourselves, man, like I know I was a grimy ass motherfucker and I have to tell myself that I'm a good fucking person. I'm a good dude. I'm a solid ass individual. And I have to tell myself that sometimes because I get mixed up. I get lost in this shit. I get lost in things, and I start thinking, fuck it, man. If it is what it is what it is. And then I start thinking, well then, well shit, like, you know, let the cards fall where they may. I know that's not the right thing to do. Of course, I know that's not the right thing to do. I'm not saying that I do that now. I'm saying before, like in the past and everything. Yo, D Nick.
Bless, can you?
Yeah, I can hear you, sir. It's been a minute, man. It's good to see you.
I know, man. Man, life been lifing on life's terms.
Yeah. Tell me about it, man. Tell me about it. You know, that's why like tonight I just felt like, yeah, just the whole check in cuz even I'm like, man, I needed to fucking check in cuz it's been tough. But you know, the good thing is that I'm learning and facilitating, you know, tools that I've grabbed along the way of doing this show and everything. And so it's been very, very, very helpful because over the weekend I've been feeling like, you know, one of the, like it, Anybody could get it. Like, next person step up, smack, next, smack, next. You know what I mean? Like, but I know that's not the right thing to do or the right way to think. But I sure in the fuck was feeling like it.
Nah, that's savage energy.
Yeah.
Savage energy.
Not perfect. You know, I'm still at a point of learning to give myself grace. You know, I'm still at a point of really learning who I am as an individual, as a person. You know, single, solo, me. Learning who I am as a person, what I desire, what I love, who I love, and things of that nature, where I want to give my energy to. And, you know, we talk about all the time about energy and the energy transference, man. And that shit is real as real can be. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And so I got to protect my damn energy at all costs. Like,
Yeah, yo. It's a thing. It is definitely a thing, man.
yeah.
And we also gotta be accountable for our things,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And accountability, like everybody, people look at that as like it's just I don't know. I think people don't fully understand that when you're accountable, you're responsible for your actions,
Right.
whether intentional or unintentional.
Unintentional. Right.
That's the thing that's the kicker,
Right.
you know.
100%. And I think people also get, yeah, they really get that one confused. And sometimes they even think, well, I said that I understand what I did and that's it. So I'm taking accountability. And it's more than that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But
It's what,
man, I gotta get ready to go, but I want to send blessings to you, Heat, and
man,
keep
salute.
going, keep doing the work, man.
Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate you
Bless.
popping in, man. Uh, Love you, bro. Keep it. You know what I'm saying? Keep it steady and slow at a tortoise pace. You know the tortoise always wins the race.
Got to, man.
Yeah.
Bless.
Bless. Peace. Peace. Shout out to D Nick, man. That was beautiful. Thanks, man. But as I was saying, uh, yeah, accountability is a motherfucker, man. And a lot of people really don't understand accountability. It took me a second to understand accountability as well. So that's like, yeah, it's for if it's intentional or unintentional, you still have to take ownership of it. Even if you didn't mean it, you didn't mean to do it, you still got to take accountability for it. If you meant to do it, you got to take accountability for it. And this is a real these are real things. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to D Nick and the microphone misfits, man. I appreciate you, bro, for popping in right quick. You know, I struggle with a lot of shit every day, and I have to even within myself take accountability. Just me alone, even when I'm by my damn self, when I'm doing shit, keeping myself in check. You know what I'm saying? To not make um, stupid decisions, costly decisions, and the emotional cost, the mental cost, and we ain't even talking financial, man. You know, we talking about all the other costs because that shit adds the fuck up. It adds up, and it takes a toll. And your soul and your mind will be in debt. You don't want that. You need that A1 credit on the feeling good side, on the mental health side, on the emotional side. You want that A1 Yola. Yeah, it's necessary. Um, but yeah, checking in. Check in with your people. Check in on your brothers, your sister. I had to tell someone the other day, you know, you should feel blessed. You have your mother, you have your father, And these are not just titles. You know what I mean? They didn't just wake up and somebody said, you know what? You're a mom. You're a dad. These names carry more weight. They carry more weight. These titles carry more weight. And you should feel blessed that you have them. There's a lot of people don't have their mother or their father. They don't have these people to confide in. They don't have the unconditional love. You have brothers, you have sisters. Some people have lost their brothers and their sisters, and they don't have that sibling love, that unconditional love from your brother and your sister. You know, they don't have that. Some people don't have relationships. Some people are just plain old alone. You should be blessed, feel blessed that you have that, and you have these people, you know, not necessarily at your disposal, but they're there to support. They're there. Not everybody has that. I know not everybody has that. I'm sure people are probably like, what the fuck? I ain't got my mama. I ain't never had it. Nobody's ever done shit for me. It's not true. People have done things for you. I think people have done things for everybody. We just don't recognize it sometimes, or we don't want to recognize it. Sometimes we are in positions in shit because we put ourselves in positions. Sometimes we are in positions not by choice. And we have to make the best of the positions that we are in. We have to make the best of the situations. We have to make the best of all of it. Because in order to get to wherever we need to be, wherever we're headed, wherever the higher power, whatever your higher power is, God, Allah, Buddha, Jeebus, the universe, the Simpsons, I don't know. Whatever your higher power is, that plan is already laid out. You gotta listen when the universe is speaking to you. Uh-oh. I dropped my cigar. Well, there it is. Yeah. But we gotta learn to listen when the universe is speaking to us. A lot of times we don't. You know, that little intuition, that thought that says, hey, go apply for that job, or hey, you should call so and so, or hey, why don't you do this? And maybe it may be, I don't know, like the universe had been yelling at me for a long time to do a podcast. For when I tell you a long time, over 13 years. Not just when I say the universe, I mean everybody around me was saying you need to start a podcast, and I just took me forever. But now, from my understanding, from what I know about me, like when things start happening around me and they're all in the direction where I feel like I'm supposed to be, I listen to it and I move with it. Same with the check-in. It used to be a different show, and I was having a fucked up night, and we started the show, and to make a long story short, the show had nothing to do with mental health, and we started the show, and everything that I talked about before the show spilled over into the show. That show had nobody watching, and when I used to do it, and it went from nobody watching to people watching. The next morning, I woke up and I mean, I felt a little bit better after the show, but that show normally was only a half an hour. It was 3 hours that night. And I woke up the next morning and I was like, that's it. I'm supposed to do a show, and I'm going to change the name. The name is going to be The Check-In, because everybody needs to check in. I needed to check in that night. I needed to talk about whatever was going on with me. I needed to do that. It was so important, and that was the absolute beginning of everything. It's been a couple years now, but that was the beginning. And that's where I am now. And I understand now. I understand me better than I did then. I understand what I'm doing better than I did then. I understand the people around me better than I did then. When I say that, I mean I love the people around me. I love to be around these people. You know what I'm saying? Before I took everything for granted. Everything. I took everything for granted. Relationship, kids, friends. I took everything for fucking granted. I don't do that shit no more. I think about people now. I think about how they feel. I think about my behavior around people, my actions towards people, the things that I say towards people. I think about these things, and I don't let just silly shit slide out of my mouth like that. With that being said, I'm gonna keep it clean tonight. We keep it sweet and short. Check in with somebody in your family tonight. Call someone you haven't talked to in a long time. If you have a spouse, go talk to them. Just ask them, are they okay? And just listen if you need to. Or if they look like they want to listen, talk to them. Be easy. If you don't have or feel like you don't have anybody to talk to, sit back and breathe, man. Give yourself some grace. Everything will be all right. Believe in yourself. I know all this shit sounds corny, but you got to believe. You really do. I believe wholeheartedly in everything that I do these days because I know the effort and the things that I'm putting forward. I know how I'm treating people. I know how I'm behaving. And I believe everything that I say and everything that I do. I'm not perfect at it. Like I said, this whole last week has been like scrambled eggs almost in my brain, but I've been muscling through it, man. Working through it moment by moment. I don't try to jump ahead. I don't jump backwards. I moment by moment, because that's all I can do. Each moment, I'm present. I am 100% present in the fucking moment. And I keep myself present in the moment. And that's a tough thing to do as well, keeping yourself present. I'm present right now. I'm in the moment right now. I understand me a little bit better tonight, believe it or not, right now. I understand the people around me a little bit better tonight, right fucking now. Real shit, man. Life can life, but don't let that motherfucker life you. Don't do it. Reach out to somebody. Talk to somebody. Don't be ashamed. There's no shame in it at all. With that being said, I'll see you next Sunday, 8:30, same time. This has been the check-in, and I'm your boy, Heat Detector. Be good to yourself, people. Give yourself some grace. Peace.